My ex said, "Stop being paranoid," 30 seconds before 8 kids almost died at my daughter's birthday party. My ex-husband offered to handle the bounce house rental for our daughter's 7th birthday, and I should have known right then that something terrible was coming. We'd been divorced for 2 years, and he had never once offered to help with anything. So when he texted saying his buddy owned a party rental company and wanted to help out as a favor, I was skeptical, but he swore it was fully licensed and insured. Chloe had been begging for a bounce house party since January, and I couldn't afford the other rental places, so I told him fine, but only if he handled all of it. The morning of the party, I was inside decorating when the rental guys came and went, and by the time I got to the backyard, the bounce house was already inflated and looked perfectly normal. The party started fine, and Chloe was so happy that I almost forgot to be stressed. But then my ex showed up uninvited with his new girlfriend and a giant cake that said, "From Daddy," in pink frosting, like he hadn't missed the last 6 months of weekends. He walked around introducing himself to all the other parents like he was father of the year, and I heard him tell one mom, "Yeah, I basically planned this whole thing. She would have been lost without me," while I was literally carrying a tray of hot dogs. I pulled him aside and whispered, "What are you doing here?" And he just smiled and said, "Relax, I'm just here to see my daughter enjoy the gift I got her, unless you want to explain to her why Daddy had to leave." The wind had started picking up, and I noticed the bounce house swaying more than it should, so I told the kids to take a break and come get cake. My ex walked over and waved dismissively, telling me, "You're being paranoid as usual. The kids are fine. Stop trying to ruin this." And he started helping kids climb back in while I was telling them to wait. The first stake ripped out of the ground with a sound like a gunshot, and for a second everyone just froze because we didn't understand what was happening. The second stake popped out before anyone could move, and then the whole bounce house lurched sideways and started sliding across the lawn with 8 kids still inside screaming at the top of their lungs. I sprinted toward it, but the wind caught the structure like a sail, and it was moving faster than I could run, dragging across the grass and leaving torn up dirt in its wake. Chloe was pressed against the mesh window screaming, "Mommy!" as the bounce house tilted and the left side lifted completely off the ground like it was about to flip. All of the kids inside were getting thrown around like beach balls at a Nickelback concert and screaming for help. Parents were converging from every direction, and one dad grabbed the corner rope, but it yanked him off his feet and dragged him 3 yards before he let go. My daughter's friend Mia had been trying to climb out and was now hanging from the entrance flap with her legs kicking in the air as the bounce house picked up speed heading straight toward the fence. Mia's dad launched himself at the structure and tackled it like a linebacker, and for a moment it slowed enough for me to catch up and dive for his daughter. I grabbed Mia around the waist just as another gust hit, and I felt her body lift against my grip like the wind was trying to steal her right out of my arms. 2 other dads piled on to weigh it down while mothers reached through every mesh window pulling kids out one by one. The whole structure finally slammed into the fence with a crack that sounded like the world ending, and we counted heads over and over until we confirmed all 8 kids were out and crying but alive. The fire captain found paperwork showing the rental company had been banned from operating for 8 months, and when he asked who arranged it, my ex's girlfriend announced loud enough for everyone to hear, he told me he picked them because they were cheap and he wanted his ex to look bad when something went wrong. One dad with rope burns on his palms stepped toward my ex and said, "My daughter was in there, you piece of garbage," and the captain had to stand between them. Chloe ran up and hugged my legs, and I asked her if she was okay, and she looked up at me and said, "That was so scary but also kind of fun. Can we do cake now?" I laughed so hard I almost cried.